Well, hello there, how is everyone? I hope you are all well on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. This is video 1 of 2. Later on, we're going to be talking about Lance Twiglet Boy. But in this video, we're just going to very quickly... You're looking absolutely amazing, by the way. Nice one. Anyway, like I say, we're going to get straight into the meat and potatoes as we've got a couple of things to cover. For those of you who don't have time to watch 2 and 3 hour videos and all that jazz, the narrative is starting to fall apart. And just to give you a bit of context, we have to start here. This was Kim Iverson. She did a video yesterday that was looking at Tyler Robinson and his behavior on the roof and what we capture of him on the roof. And more importantly, what we don't capture on the roof. And in a second, what we're going to show you is that there was, in fact, an eyewitness who witnessed somebody else take the shot. Obviously, there's some work to be done to prove the authenticity of that information, but as far as Candace Owens is claiming at the moment, I say claiming, I can't say that it's 100%. There's a lot of moving parts, but we're going to touch on that in a second. It would certainly appear that there is an individual who not only saw someone else take the shot, but had raised this issue. And the question is now is why wasn't that issue brought forward into the public arena via legal representation? But let's just touch on this first. Let's go here.
Perched and took the shot. Yet what's interesting about this video is all we see is him running, and we actually don't even see him running from that spot. They edit the video to where it starts with him running kind of middle of the roof, then he runs behind that part of the building, you know, the part that's elevated, and then...
So here, look. So at this point, he doesn't come across this building. He literally comes out from the other side of this central sort of elevated building, and then you see him coming out here, and the rest is history. He's obviously, apparently, you can't really tell whether he's got something in his hands, a weapon, whatever, but the point being, this camera's got a clear shot of the entire roof, but it would appear that he literally comes from there, and that's when you start to see him, where this mouse pointer is up here. To the right of that elevation, you can just see him, and then he continues to run
coming out the other side
across there,
and now he's running,
and then
and we see him then jumping off. But let's go back.
So, and he's obviously got this jeans and the clothing that we saw. So this black t-shirt, jeans, trainers, and this emblem on the front of the t-shirt. So what we're going to do here is just quickly go back over to here, because this is what another eyewitness saw. And there's a bit of a convoluted story around this. Various numbers connected to other states. But look, to cut a long story short, because I know you folks like to get in, get out, let's go on with it. Because this is what this is talking about, is some footage was captured of an individual getting onto this area here, and this guy is apparently the guy who took the shot. And this is not Tyler Robinson. I'll just play a segment of this. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because, again, it's quite a convoluted story of how we get to it.
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying? He just ran from over, where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in, and now he's right there. Just saying.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to skip forward, because again the story basically goes, Candace is trying to get hold of who got the footage, and it ended up with her eventually getting to the individual who took the video and what they actually saw. We're going to jump forward here and see what they say.
That footage, and the metadata begins at 12:22 and goes into 12:23, the very minute that Charlie gets shot. And he says, yeah, I saw the shot. I had just stopped recording about 20 seconds before the shot rang out. And he said that he told them a description of what the shooter looked like, and it was not the description that
my only issue with this at the moment is he'd stated that it stopped recording about 20 seconds before the shot, but he obviously hung around because he watches the guy leave. So from a critical mind perspective, I'd be thinking, why would you stop recording but then stay there and keep watching the individual? Surely, if you're in the mindset that you feel that this is strange, someone's on the roof, you're staying in the area and continuing to watch, why wouldn't you, just in case something happened, why would you want to not document that? That's the only issue that I have. But just listen to what he goes on to say. Because what he also has, this individual, is a knowledge of weapons. And when he later finds out the gun that was shown to be the gun that killed Charlie Kirk, this individual is like many of the other professionals and is like, nah, that's not what I saw. And this is what I saw and what I would lead you to believe, or what I feel you should be led to see is what actually happened.
World received less than 24 hours later of this person, Tyler Robinson, wearing jeans. I said, was he wearing jeans? He said, no. Actually, this person was dressed in tactical gear and he was wearing a face mask. And he said, according to him, like I said, he has a lot of experience with guns, that this person looked to him like a foreign agent. I don't know if he's wearing all black, how he got that, but he said he was very certain that this person was skilled, knew exactly what he was doing, and was highly trained, like a highly trained assassin, so to speak. Okay.
Obviously, this is. I suppose the eyewitness who sees this is basing that on what he's seen in the movies. Do you know what I mean? But he's seeing someone who's dressed pretty much like you'd expect to see of an assassin in the movies.
He then says something else. As soon as George Zinn got arrested and that started circulating, he ran to someone on campus and said, this is the wrong person. I observed this person with my eyes. You have the complete wrong description. The person you're looking for is wearing tactical gear and is obviously young because I watched him sprint back after taking the shot. I saw this with my own two eyes. And for whatever...
So again, there's confirmation there that this individual he stayed there to watch, but he didn't record that part of the footage. That's the only bit that I would consider problematic, because I wouldn't understand why you wouldn't continue filming. If you've got the ability to film, you have filmed. You filmed him run in, lay down, but you don't have the footage that would show the shot coming from this individual and this individual leaving. So again, I find that slightly problematic, but we need to listen to the rest of what he has to say.
That never made its way out that we can see of a description of a person wearing tactical gear. We're kind of left with this idea that he was wearing the now infamous veterans shirt with the American flag on it and some jeans. So he also said something that we had not heard, which is that he knows guns, and the gun that the FBI found was not the gun that he saw.
And then we're going to jump forward here. So we'll jump forward to this bit, because this is what he's talking about. He said, watching the video of the impact, hearing the sharp crack instead of a big hunting rifle's boom, and seeing what looked like a shorter rifle platform, albeit with the absence of the shape of a standard 30-round magazine, the assassin may have used a 10 or 20-round magazine, only expecting to shoot once or twice. I would guess that he was shot with a Hornady VMAX or similar lightweight .223 bullet designed for very rapid expansion. Of course, I don't have access to any autopsy reports like you might, but if they found small shards of copper rather than one large copper-coated lead slug, that's the gun and bullet I would expect was used. So this is what we've spoken about with respect of I know that there's a lot of people who are seeing these videos and they're seeing that this individual was or they believe that he was shot from behind. This is an exit wound. I don't think so. I think that if this was all of a planned thing, what you're literally seeing between these two videos seems to suggest you've got someone who's highly skilled from that area or in the area where Tyler Robinson was. Tyler Robinson seems to appear out of nowhere from behind, conveniently, an elevated building on the roof. So he's only on one half of the building. You've got this other individual on the other half of the building. And you've got a situation that seems to suggest Charlie was shot kind of in the side here with no exit wound. And you've got someone who's saying, look, I've seen an individual wearing tactical gear, clearly knows what they were doing, they had a gun that wasn't this gun that you've been shown, and it fires a bullet that very likely could have caused that injury by impacting in the front and then basically just shattering inside, causing all the devastating damage that you see, but then staying within the body. So look, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think down below. But this is, at the moment, making the FBI and the push narrative look very, very stupid. And look, it is what it is. This is coming out. Is it true? Is it not? Who knows? But it's out there now. Love you all. Mwah.